With Christmas around the corner and before January 1st arrives, most people are busy celebrating, but the wealthy are busy positioning. The decisions you make before the year end don't just affect January, they shape your entire financial trajectory for the next 12 months. And that's what most people miss. They wait until the year starts, but by then, life is already moving fast again. So in this video, I want to walk you through just 3 financial decisions you must make before January 1st if you want next year to finally feel different. Not vague advice, not motivation, but real decisions you can apply to your life. So let's look at the first decision. Decide what you are cutting, not what you are adding. Most people enter a new year asking themselves, what goals am I having this year or am I adding this year? But financially strong people ask a better question. What am I removing? Because before you grow wealth, you need to free up cash flow. So let's make this very practical. One of the first places to look is bank and card fees. Mostly account fees, credit card fees that don't actually give you any meaningful benefits, paying money every month to your bank just to have access to your own cash. If you're paying fees and you can't clearly explain what benefits you're getting in return, that cost doesn't belong in your financial life next year. The second place is the subscriptions you have. And this is one place most people underestimate the damage it does. I am talking about streaming platforms you barely watch, apps or subscriptions you once needed but forgot to cancel, the gym membership you are keeping just in case. These things don't feel expensive individually, but together they quietly shrink your saving capacity. A simple rule I like is this: if you haven't used it consistently in the last 90 days, it is not essential. Cutting rarely used subscriptions is one of the fastest ways to instantly create breathing room in your finances. Now, the third area is what I call expensive debt patterns. And I don't mean debt in general, I mean debt habits that keep repeating, carrying negative balances month to month, paying debts slowly whilst interest grows fast, using next month's income to fund today's lifestyle. This isn't about judgment. This is about changing the rules. Before January 1st, you need a clear decision like no new consumer debt in 2026, and any extra income you make goes into eliminating high interest debts that you have. This is not motivation, this is structure. And finally, there are silent money mistakes that people have normalized we have to look at. The first being not really knowing where your money goes, keeping outdated or expensive contracts out of convenience like phone bills, electricity bills, because you can actually change your provider every year and you can always get a better deal. Ignoring financial risk because nothing has happened yet, and I'm talking about insurance protections. These mistakes don't shout, they slowly leak money and peace in your life. So before January 1st, ask yourself, what financial behaviors am I not allowing into my next year? This is the first decision. Now let's talk about the second financial decision you need to make. You have to define your financial structure for next year. And this is a very important one. If you're new to the wealth journey or just starting out, the rule is simple. Focus on one main financial priority at a time. That priority is usually something like building an emergency fund, getting out of expensive debt, creating consistency in saving, or putting basic protections in place. Trying to fix everything at once usually means nothing really changes. But if you already have some structure, some savings, some stability, some awareness, you don't have to think in single financial goals anymore. You can think in layers as long as your capacity allows it. Let me break this down simply. The first layer is about stability. This is not about growth. This is about grounding. It's having an emergency cash buffer, protections against major financial shocks, assets that preserve value and reduce volatility. This is also where cash reserves, or for some people, gold or silver, can play a role. The goal of this layer is simple. Your life should not fall apart financially when something unexpected happens. Once stability is in place, you move on to growth. This is where long-term wealth is built. Long-term investing in direct ETFs, asset portfolios, pension plans, and asset accumulation like real estate or property. Growth works best when stability is in place. Without it, growth creates stress, and with it, growth creates confidence. Then there's expansion. This is optional but powerful. Business building, side income, higher risk, higher reward opportunities. This layer amplifies wealth very quickly, but it should not replace the foundation. The mistake people make is not layering, it's overloading. So before January 1st, Decide very honestly. Am I still stabilizing, or am I ready to grow and expand in layers? That clarity alone saves you years of frustration. And now the final decision you have to make before the year ends. Decide how much you're going to pay your future self first. This last decision might be the most powerful of them all. People pay rent, they pay bills, they pay lifestyle, they pay everybody else like family, and then they ask, there is nothing ever left for me to invest. Trust me, that approach keeps people stuck. So before January 1st, decide this instead. What percentage of my income goes into my future self first? Not what is left over first. Here's a simple guide. 10% of your income is a good starting point. 20% means you are serious. 30% or above puts you firmly in the wealth builder mindset. This is where real quick transformation happens for people who are truly focused. And don't get me wrong, the exact number depends on your life stage, but the principle never changes. You invest first, you automate it, and you live on the rest. Because once wealth becomes automatic, emotion leaves the equation, and emotion is what breaks consistency. So before the year ends, my people, make these 3 decisions. Decide what you are cutting, decide how your financial layers are structured, and decide how much you'll pay your future self first, starting next year. You don't need a perfect year, you need direction. And direction comes from decisions made before the year begins. If you want help structuring this properly, whether you are just starting out or already building layers, that's exactly what this channel is about. So go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I am Sir Kelvin, and this is Real Money Talk.